A patient is struggling to breathe. They take salbutamol, and within minutes their airways open. But what is happening at the cellular level? Let's start with a normal airway. Here the lumen is wide open, allowing air to move in and out freely. The airway wall is thin and the surrounding smooth muscle is relaxed. This smooth muscle layer plays a key role in controlling airway diameter. Now let's see what happens in asthma. The airway becomes narrowed. The smooth muscle contracts, tightening around the airway. The wall becomes inflamed and thicker, and mucus can accumulate in the lumen. All of these changes reduce airflow and make breathing more difficult. So, how does salbutamol help? Salbutamol doesn't immediately remove the mucus or reverse the thickened wall. Instead, it targets the smooth muscle surrounding the airway. It causes this muscle to relax, which widens the airway and improves airflow within minutes. But how does it signal that muscle to relax so quickly at the cellular level? Now we know that salbutamol relaxes airway smooth muscle. But where exactly does it act? If we zoom in, we reach the smooth muscle cells surrounding the airway. And on the surface of these cells are specific receptors that control contraction and relaxation. Salbutamol targets one of these receptors, the beta-2 adrenergic receptor. The beta-2 adrenergic receptor belongs to a family known as G-protein coupled receptors. These receptors span the cell membrane 7 times, anchoring them within the lipid bilayer. On the inside of the cell, the receptor is linked to a guanine nucleotide binding protein, commonly referred to as a G protein. The G protein has 3 parts, an alpha subunit and a beta-gamma complex. In its inactive state, all 3 subunits are bound together, and the alpha subunit carries a molecule of GDP. When the subunits are together like this, the G protein can interact with an adrenergic receptor. When an agonist like salbutamol binds to the receptor changes shape. This activates the G protein by causing the alpha subunit to exchange GDP for GTP. This switch turns the G protein on. The alpha subunit then separates from the beta-gamma complex, and both parts are then free to move away and activate downstream signaling pathways inside the cell. Meanwhile, the salbutamol molecule can dissociate, allowing the receptor to return to its original shape, ready for the next signal. The G protein alpha subunit has built-in timing. It's a GTPase enzyme. This intrinsic activity eventually hydrolyzes or breaks down the bound GTP back into GDP. The GDP-bound alpha subunit loses its activity and recombines with the beta-gamma complex. The entire G protein is now inactive, ending the cell signaling effect until the next salbutamol molecule binds. The G protein activated by the beta-2 adrenergic receptor is called GS, a stimulatory G protein which targets the enzyme adenyl cyclase. The activated alpha subunit of GS binds to and stimulates adenyl cyclase. This enzyme converts ATP into cyclic AMP inside the cell. Cyclic AMP then activates the enzyme protein kinase A. Protein kinase A phosphorylates multiple target proteins in Airway's smooth muscle, modulating their activity. The main ones are listed here. Together, these effects reduce the availability of calcium ions and decrease the sensitivity of the contractile machinery to calcium. As a result, the muscle generates less force and relaxes. Smooth muscle relaxation widens the airway, reduces resistance, and allows air to flow more freely. But how does salbutamol work so quickly? It acts within minutes because it is inhaled directly into the lungs. This allows it to reach the airway smooth muscle rapidly, where it can bind to beta-2 receptors. There's no need to wait for distribution through the whole body, which makes it ideal for rapid relief of asthma symptoms. To summarize, salbutamol binds to beta-2 receptors on airway smooth muscle and is a beta-2 receptor agonist. It activates a signaling cascade involving GS protein, adenyl cyclase, cyclic AMP, and protein kinase A. This leads to reduced calcium signaling and muscle relaxation. The result is bronchodilation and rapid relief of asthma symptoms. It is important to note that salbutamol does not treat the underlying inflammation in asthma. It does not immediately remove mucus or reverse airway wall thickening. Its primary action is relaxing smooth muscle to relieve symptoms.